trucking legend Alex Debogorski is racing to deliver the last haul of the season. But he's come face to face with a 20-ton roadblock.
Alex Debogorski is not the hero you remember. The legendary ice road trucker's star, once celebrated for challenging frozen highways and deadly conditions, now faces a reality far worse than any icy road.
On the last Ice Road Truckers.
According to NOAA, it's supposed to be up to 50 miles an hour.
Veteran George Spears and rookie Tim Freeman were caught in one of the worst blows of the season, and they had no choice but to push on through or face being stranded in the storm.
Life off camera has dealt him unimaginable blows, from death to health struggles. He's seen it all. For fans, it's shocking to see someone who seemed unstoppable brought to his knees by life itself. How does a man who once conquered nature cope with losing everything? Can the legendary trucker find hope after such tragedies? Join as we unveil how Alex Debogorski lost everything. A star who lost it all. It's not an uncommon sight every morning in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, to see a familiar figure at a local diner. Towering and broad-shouldered, with a booming laugh and a face weathered by decades of northern winters, Alex Debogorski seemed larger than life. To locals, he was just Alex, a man with a wild story for every cup of coffee. But to millions of viewers around the world, he was the breakout star of History Channel's Ice Road Truckers, the quintessential Canadian trucker, hurtling 60 tons of freight across cracking, shifting ice. But behind the legend, Alex Debogorski's life has been scarred by hardship, heartbreak, and loss. His story is not just one of survival on the world's most dangerous roads, but of enduring tragedy that would test even the strongest spirit. The deeper you look, the more you realize that the real drama in Alex's life happened far from the camera's lens. And as the years go by, the sadness only seems to deepen. Previously, Alex had enjoyed widespread fame as one of the main casts of Ice Road Truckers. But after the show ended and the spin-off began, he disappeared. Fans were left wondering why the star of the show would simply disappear like that. Even though there was speculation pointing at different things, Alex had his reasons for stepping away, and that's besides the personal challenges that threw him into an abyss. Despite his huge success, nothing could have prepared him for the tragedies that followed.
Took my seatbelt off, pointed my feet for the passenger side door, and ended up landing on my feet. The passenger side door was on the ground.
I threw my trailer brakes on, threw my truck up on the snowbank, and he took the whole back end of my truck out.
Alex suffered a series of heartbreaking tragedies that just followed after each other. The first blow landed in 1929, after stepping back from the spotlight of ice truck driving. At that time, news of Alex Debogorski's demise spread rapidly across several media outlets. The headlines were loud and unsettling. As it turned out, it wasn't Alex who had passed. It was his son, Andrew Debogorski. It was a truly heartbreaking day for the entire Debogorski family. Andrew Debogorski was a 32-year-old father and husband, known for his easygoing spirit and sharp humor. Much like his father, he had been full of life until tragedy struck in the form of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, which he was diagnosed with in early 2017. The illness left him unable to walk, talk, or care for himself or his young family. A fundraising event was organized at the Yellowknife Elks Lodge to support Andrew's daily medical needs and potential treatment options. In addition to the fundraiser, a GoFundMe page and an online auction were created to help Andrew and his family manage his condition. By late 2017, $35,000 had been raised from the public to help ease the growing hardship faced by Andrew, his wife, and their two small children. Andrew's wife appreciated the public on her husband's behalf, and they continued to live their lives calmly. However, no one could have predicted what came next. Tembadadlibu, Andrew, his wife Miriam, and their children were at home on a Friday evening at their residence on 51 Avenue near J.H. Season School when a fire broke out around 8 p.m. The cause was believed to be electrical, though no official statement was publicly confirmed. The flames spread quickly, filling the house with thick smoke. Miriam panicked as she looked for the kids, choking on smoke and barely able to breathe. Miraculously, she managed to escape with the kids wearing only her socks. She ran to a neighbor's house to call emergency services. She screamed out, calling them to come quickly as Andrew was still trapped inside the flames. By the time the Yellowknife Fire Division arrived, the house was nearly engulfed. Firefighters entered and were able to recover Andrew unconscious. He was rushed to Stanton Territorial Hospital where doctors worked to resuscitate him for close to 30 minutes. Unfortunately, the smoke had already reached his lungs, and with his existing ALS-related respiratory complications, his body could not withstand the damage. Andrew Debogorski was gone. Miriam was devastated. She blamed herself, wondering if she should have gone back in to save him. Alex Debogorski, heartbroken himself, publicly defended her. He said his son couldn't speak or move and likely told Miriam to take the kids and get out. He didn't want guilt. It was later confirmed that since Andrew, confined to a wheelchair, couldn't escape, his final act was to tell his wife, through eye gaze technology, "Get the baby out." Alex had just visited for Christmas. He was back on the road when the fire happened. The guilt nearly crushed him. To shadow their grief, the community of Yellowknife supported Andrew's wife and children as they had lost everything in the fire. Donations poured in. The community raised $26,000 and many physical donations to help the family. Alex expressed deep gratitude for the support. People gave them clothes and even diapers. Yellowknife supporters spoke in depth about how much Andrew had meant to them. Alex, in his grief, called his son's demise God's will. Andrew's funeral was held on the 11th of January, 2019, St. Patrick's Parish in Yellowknife. But that was not all. In 2024, tragedy struck again. On June 16th, another of Alex's AJ died suddenly at 41. The Debogorski family was left reeling. Fans formed online memorials. Truckers shared tributes. But no words could ease a father's heartbreak. Losing two sons in less than a decade? That's not something a parent should ever have to go through. That wasn't the end of the losses. Even the show that put him on the radar skipped through his fingers. But first, let's see how he rode to become this famous. Who really is Alex Debogorski? For those who don't know, Alex Debogorski is an American trucker and reality TV star, born on the 4th of August, 1953, in Berwyn, Alberta, Canada. He's best known for being one of the stars of the reality TV series, Ice Road Truckers. Alex was born the first of 5 children to Irene and Stanley Debogorski. Although both his parents were born in Poland, they met in England post-World War II. His mother studied music and math at Cambridge University, while his father served in the Free Polish Brigade as a paratrooper. After the wedding in London, the couple moved to a farm in Canada, where Alex was born. There's no detailed information about Alex's younger siblings, though it's known he had to take care of them after his mother's death when he was 12 years old. His father worked 2 jobs simultaneously, leaving his children alone for long periods. Life in northern Alberta was a relentless test of endurance. Winters often plunged below -40 degrees Celsius. The Debogorski family spent weeks every autumn preparing for the cold, stockpiling wood and food, fixing equipment and bracing for months of isolation. For Alex, childhood meant hard labor, feeding animals, collecting eggs, and, by age 14, driving tractors and working the harvest. The physical demands were enormous, but so was the sense of responsibility. These early lessons in resilience would become the backbone of his adult life. Since Alex worked on the railroad and farmed, He really had no time for typical childhood activities. He attended the University of Alberta, but left after a year and never graduated, not because he didn't have the brains, but because duty called. Trying to provide for himself, Alex worked as a club bouncer, taxi driver, and other part-time jobs during his early years after dropping out of college. His journey wasn't easy, as he was inexperienced in every field. So how did he get into reality TV? Rise to fame. Alex was working in a tire shop when someone looking for truck drivers entered the store. Although he had no experience driving trucks, he offered himself and was contracted immediately, working as a coal mine driver for 4 years. In 1976, Alex moved to Yellowknife in the Northwestern Territories of Canada, working as a driver until he purchased his own truck in 1980. Debogorski has talked about the importance of truck drivers knowing mechanics, even though companies normally provide experts to fix trucks. When I'm in remote areas, being able to fix stuff has come in handy for myself, as well as for others, who I'm able to help out, of course, he said. The electronification of modern trucks has made it harder for even real mechanics to fix some things. But the more a driver knows, the better they can handle their job. Besides knowing how to fix vehicles, Alex says truck drivers should have skills in managing stress, map reading, first aid, human relations, and even accounting. His 4 decades of experience brought him knowledge in all these areas and eventually led him to drive ice-covered roads, which are extremely dangerous and require a high level of expertise. Ice Road Truckers premiered on June 17, 2007, on the History Channel. The show focused on truck drivers who risked their lives traveling over ice-covered roads to deliver essential supplies to isolated areas in Canada and Alaska. Alex Debogorski was contacted to participate after a film crew heard about his work ethic and charismatic personality from locals. He accepted and became one of the only cast members to appear in all seasons. The show averaged 3 million viewers per episode and received positive reviews from critics, including the New York Times. Despite being reality TV, some scenes were edited for dramatic effect. Debogorski has stated that not all situations happened exactly as shown. In his words, "Sometimes I feel like they've shown me as a real ass. But that is reality. What can I say? I try not to worry about it." Alex also appeared in Deadliest Roads, a series featuring the same cast navigating nearly impossible roads in countries around the world. Ice Road Truckers was indeed one of the most sought-after shows during its heyday, but it wasn't due to the show producers or anything, it was the cast members who were braving those chilly trucking journeys with vigor. Truck driving is undoubtedly a dangerous profession, even in the best conditions. A study from the IIHS shows that over 4,000 truck fatalities were recorded in 2020, which is an increase of 28% from the survey carried out in 2009. The reasons for this could be due to several factors, like long driving hours and hazardous weather conditions. Speaking of long driving hours and hazardous weather, Ice Road Truckers cast members defy all odds, especially Alex Debogorski, who was the only cast member to have appeared in all 11 seasons of the show. He's a self-proclaimed family man, with 11 children and 14 grandchildren, and has been married for over 39 years. Ice Road Truckers eventually became History Channel's most watched reality show. Alex, the show's main cast member, has a unique personality, which explains why he's loved and respected by all. Despite the show's huge popularity, it ended in 2017 after 11 successful seasons. Alex is alive and continues working as an ice road trucker. After the series, he stayed active on social media, especially Facebook, where he keeps fans updated. In July 2020, he posted about returning to trucking and shared details of his work, hauling vehicles and supplies in Canada. Alex did return to trucking on TV, but that was a disaster. What really happened? Life after the spotlight. When the spin-off series Deadliest Roads premiered in the Himalayas and then in South America, Alex left the show during its very first episode, walking away from everything connected to it because he had had enough. But why? Well, first off, the pay did not match the level of risk. Alex had over 40 years of experience driving trucks on some of the world's deadliest roads, and still found his way back home to his family despite the odds. However, if he was going to be risking his life again at age 66, the pay should be reasonable. Nonetheless, it wasn't just the poor pay that made Alex walk away from the show. It was also the way the production crew portrayed him to the other drivers. He disliked how the producers and editors cut certain scenes to create unnecessary drama that didn't happen that way. Since it was a real-life show, Alex felt everything should have been shown honestly, not made to look as if the truckers were playing roles or reading from a script, because they weren't. They were doing dangerous real driving on real ice. He couldn't do much about this because these were part of the ways the network made its money. While the producers didn't force Alex Debogorski to fit into certain roles because they already knew his stand on authenticity, they did the same thing with other cast members. They made them follow a script at times, pushing them into character roles that weren't true to who they were. One thing that really triggered him was when the producers and editors did the same to him. In one episode, while he was driving on the ice, he had an unexpected accident. While this wasn't his first of many close calls, this one was different. He had accidentally tapped another vehicle, and even though he hit the brakes, the truck didn't stop as quickly as he wanted. Trust the producers and editors. They made the situation look like a major crash. In truth, there was no real damage to the truck or the driver. In his personal life, Alex got married to his partner Louise while still in college in 1972. The couple has welcomed 11 children and both have 14 grandchildren, and they are apparently still happily wedded after decades of marriage. Alex made it clear that he and his wife are expecting more grandchildren. Several years back, Alex had major health issues, which prompted him to change his lifestyle to a healthier way of living. A healthy diet and natural supplements play a vital part in his day-to-day life. Consequently, he has made appearances at health food stores promoting healthy eating, serving as a wake-up call for everyone who consumes unhealthy junk food. He has also taken full advantage of his position as a television personality to improve public perception of the trucking industry and connect with his fans through Twitter and Facebook. During shoots, you can always find long queues waiting for an autograph or picture. Being a people person, Alex never gets tired and will make sure to stay until he signs for everyone. Alex Debogorski has an estimated net worth of around $700,000, mainly from his work as a truck driver, earnings from Ice Road Truckers, and his autobiographical book, King of the Road. True Tales from a legendary Ice Road Trucker, published in 2010. He is a devoted Catholic, family-oriented, and has adopted a healthy lifestyle in recent years. Despite the dangers of trucking and the fame he achieved, Alex maintains a humble and respectful attitude towards his career and the extreme conditions he faces on the ice. Either way, despite everything, Alex kept going. He became an advocate for ALS research and fire safety. He leaned on his Catholic faith. He kept meeting fans, still posing for photos, though the trademark laugh was softer, more distant. The man who had conquered the world's most dangerous roads now faced a journey through grief that no one would envy. Would the show have been better if Alex Debogorski hadn't left? And how is he dealing with retirement? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.